Alright guys, welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today we have day 4 of this series that we have in the channel, day trading supply and demand for a living, where I'm going to be taking one trade every single day for the next 100 days, and I am going to be breaking it down here on the YouTube video every day. So this week was a messy week, guys. For those of you that trade with Apex, you guys know that there has been many issues with Apex and TradFi this week. So on Monday I couldn't trade, and Wednesday I couldn't trade neither. The only day that I trade was Tuesday, which I broke down the trade already. Thursday I was able to trade only Nasdaq and US 30, only CME pairs. I couldn't trade gold on Comex. And then today, but Thursday we didn't have any setups on Nasdaq or US 30, so I didn't take any trade. It was yesterday, but then today we had a beautiful trade on US 30. There was also a beautiful trade on gold, but I couldn't take it. It was way before the New York Stock Exchange opened, but we ended up taking Nasdaq, and we ended up making. Let me show you guys the account so we can start with that. We ended up making $1,200. All right, guys. So last video, if you guys recall, let me show you here so you guys can see it's the same account. PA Apex 18 1177, and then the rest of the numbers, which I'm not going to be showing you for security purposes. But last video, this account was sitting at $50,700. Also, by the way, guys, follow me on Instagram. I'm posting all these trades, all these setups that I'm taking every single day on New York session. I'm posting them on Instagram. Look at this trade today from Nasdaq. I posted the trade before it took off. Right when I was entering the trade, I posted it on my story. Then I posted so close to TP, and then once it hit TP, I posted it once again. But literally right here at the entry point, this is live. Look, 1 minute to close the candle. I posted it right there. You guys could have taken this trade. It then went up after that and did some consolidation. You guys could have entered with me, and then you guys could have made money. So make sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to make some some profits for sure. Or if you want to keep up and you see what I'm doing every single day with the trading and the trades that I'm taking. If you don't want to take it, but you want to see like before I break them down on YouTube, go to Instagram, guys. I'm going to be posting it right there. But let's break down the trade that we took today. All right, again, $1,200 is what we made, $51,940, and previous video was at $50,700. So let's start with the breakdown. So 1 hour short, guys. This is Nasdaq. All right. When I came into Nasdaq, I'm seeing that we have a double bottom right here. So that's a double bottom on Nasdaq, and I know that we have also been dropping for a long time. So I'm like, maybe Nasdaq wants to actually start coming back up since it created a double bottom. This is a reversal pattern most of the times, and it might want to come back up. But we need a major break of structure in New York session for us to take a trade. I take my trades on the 5 minute short. So we need Nasdaq to break above this high. All right, breaking above these highs, create the demand right here, then have a pullback, we buy at the demand, and then it pushes up. But it never did that. All right, but on the 1 hour short, another important thing that I saw is that we had a supply right here. We had a supply on Nasdaq right here on New York session, and it actually started rejecting. So when I was waiting for the New York Stock Exchange open, I don't trade the New York Stock Exchange open, which is 9:30 a.m. East time. I don't trade until 9:35, 9:40. So at 9:35, this is what it did on the 5 minute chart. We know that's a 1 hour supply that I just marked down. This is what it did on the 5 minute chart, guys. This is the 9:40 candle, but 9:30, 9:35, 9:40. That's the New York Stock Exchange open. It literally tapped the 1 hour supply, and it also wicked like super high over here and ended up closing down here. We had equal highs over here on the 5 minute chart. So this is clearly a liquidity graph. All right, now I'm doing this series in the channel as a supply and demand, trading supply and demand for a living. So that's literally the name of the show or the series. So I'm not trying to take a liquidity graph. I was trying to take a supply or demand setup. So I waited. I know we tapped a 1 hour supply already, so I waited for a supply to be created on the 5 minute chart. I didn't take this entry right here, which also could have won on the liquidity graph, but I waited for a supply to be created. I know we tapped the 1 hour supply, and we also grab liquidity. So I'm thinking about sales at this moment. I'm thinking about sales, and this is what happened next. So Nasdaq started coming back down, and then I really wanted this push to break these lows. These were the lows created, the major lows before the push to the upside. So I really wanted a major break of structure on Nasdaq for this to do something like this, because it just created a supply right here, right? That's a high probability supply. It has a gap right there in the middle. You guys can see the gap right there. But I really wanted Nasdaq to do something like this: break the low, major break of structure right there, not a major, but like major in the 5 minute chart, then come back to the supply and then literally go down from that. So that's what I wanted Nasdaq to do, but it didn't do that. All right, it didn't break the candle low right there. This is what it did. It went back up after that, literally to retest the supply zone. And at this moment, I'm thinking, okay, so we're coming from a 1 hour supply. We also grab liquidity on the 5 minute and 50 minute chart, because on the 50 minute chart, it also looks like a liquidity grab with this candle. All right, we already gave the candle break on that liquidity graph, and it hasn't hit the one-to-one. It will have been the entry right there. It will have been right here, stop loss, and then TP will have been all the way back down here for a one-to-one on that liquidity graph. So it is still a valid trade. It's just I want to take a supply and demand setup. This doesn't have a break of structure of this low that I like, but how we're coming from a higher time frame supply, a 1 hour supply, and we grab liquidity already, and in top of that, we have the 200 sitting right here inside my zone. We have the 50 EMA sitting right there inside my zone, and we have the 13 EMA also sitting right there inside my zone. I am confident on the trade, and all the EMAs are also aligning. This is how I like to see them: the 13 at the bottom, the 50 in the middle, and the 200 at the top. If I'm going to take a supply, they were in alignment. I like to see them like that, specifically in that order. If I'm taking a demand, then I also like to see the 13, the 50, and the 200 at the bottom. So I was willing to give this trade a chance, even though we didn't have a break of structure. It wasn't my like the most clear setup, but I was willing to give it a chance. And this is what it did, guys. So I'm waiting for a break of the candle right there. Stop loss above the highs. Let's see if we get a break of the candle. Next candle pushed up a little bit at the open. All right, and then literally started coming all the way back down with a lot of selling pressure, guys. A lot of selling pressure. Keep in mind, this candle alone is like 57 pips, and right here we have like 14, so we're talking about like 71 pips. All right, only on this candle. So this was a big trade. It was a big stop loss in a big TP as well. So TP is a one-to-one, so it's literally sitting right here. I took the entry. My entry, I ain't gonna lie, my entry was a little bit before the candle break. It was like right here, because we were pushing with so much momentum to the downside and so much selling pressure. And also, I also know that we respected the 200 literally right there, that I was confident to take the trade prematurely before it broke the candle low, and then it broke the candle. So I'm like, I'm still on the trade either way, and I'm aiming for my one-to-one from the candle break. And then the next candle literally did this, motherfucker. All right, I was so close, guys, to closing this trade, because it went so close to stop loss. But my analysis, I was confident on my analysis, and I was willing to hold it, because we was coming from that higher time frame, this 1 hour supply that I was just mentioning. We was coming from that 1 hour supply. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just let it hit my stop loss. It's a big stop loss. I'm gonna let it hit it. All right. And we also have the 13, the 50, and the 200. So I'm hoping that these EMAs are going to hold the price right here and push it back to the downside. And I also like where my stop loss is, because my stop loss is literally above the candle high, this red candle high right there, which is the biggest, the higher point on inside the supply where it reached, where the price reached, but it's also above the 200 EMA. So you see the 200 right here, and my stop loss is above the 200. If we break above the 200, most likely we're going to continue to go up. So I like where my stop loss is, all right? And then it ended up pushing super close to it, but then closing back down here. So I'm like, okay, sellers are still interested in this supply overall, because price push all the way over here used to close down here. Now, if the next candle was crucial. This was a crucial point. If the next candle breaks above this candle high, most likely it's going to continue to go up, because there is no reason for this candle to get rejected this hard after all this selling pressure, then this big rejection, and then we're going to start breaking candle highs. I am going to get out right here and at least save up a little bit of money in this range, before it hits my stop loss. But then next candle literally started coming back down. Look how it rejected the 13 EMA right there. This is super important, guys. I love the EMAs. I use them. They're not the major rule that I have, that I need all my EMAs in confluence. Sometimes we take counter trend setups, but when they're in alignment, I love it, guys. I love it. They literally get rejected. Look at the 50 EMA right there rejecting, the 200 rejecting, the 13 rejecting. So it was all pushing in our favor. And then next candle broke the low. It never reached the top, so I'm like, I like this. I'm going to hold it for a little bit more. And then next candle literally hit TP. When I saw this huge candle with a lot of selling volume, I was trying to hold for a little bit longer. But then the next candle went up, rejected a little bit. Next candle was literally a bullish candle, and the next candle started coming back down, and I ended up closing like right here, like literally right here is when I ended up closing. A little bit over at 1 to 1. It was like a 1.15 or something like that when I was checking it on real time. And again, it was posted right here, guys. You guys can see it so close to TP, and then hit TP right there. On my Instagram story, I posted that, and that's how we got the account to $51,900. And after that, guys, just so you guys can see that the setup was so good that it literally had a pullback, and then as of right now, it has been still dropping, guys. All right, still dropping as of right now. So this was an amazing trade. Could have been a 1 to 3 easily, but again, it is Friday. I am not trying to hold a trade for too long, okay? But analysis was on point. Everything was in alignment. EMAs, 1 hour supply, liquidity graph, everything, guys. The only thing I wish we had was a break of structure right here before reaching the setup. But again, you guys just have to take the chance sometimes, all right? Sometimes the setup is not going to have everything, but it's going to have 9 out of 10 confluences that you want for a trade. And if he has 9 out of 10, I'm willing to take it with confidence. So that was literally the trade that we have for today. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you're thinking about the series so far. Any suggestions, anything. I'm thinking about doing a video on how to trade supply and demand. A lot of people has been asking me on doing a video about my strategy, so I'm thinking about doing one very soon. But yeah, that is it. As always, make sure to subscribe, put the notifications on, and don't forget to leave a like so you don't miss any future videos, guys. That is it for today. Thank you so much, and see you all in the next one. Take care.